Welcome to Centauri Stir Fry. Stir Fry here, how the heck are you? Today we're checking out another Batman black and white statue. This time it's by the sculptor, Jonathan Matthews. Now this guy's really famous for doing really awesome work for DC Collectibles. Notably, this pretty awesome Batman Jason Van Bach version here. He's also done the Manola one, and I think he's done, pretty sure he did the Capullo Batman, and many others. So he's like one of their, probably like their top sculptor. I think if anybody can translate comic books to sculpt, he's the man. So this is the version where I guess DC Collectibles asked him to design his own. So let's check it out. I think it's really cool. So far, box looks good. This is the cutaway here. Looks pretty nice. Side there. I really like they included like his original drawing for it, which looks pretty awesome. Almost reminds me of like Paul Pope or something. Just a little bit. That's pretty cool on the side there, so that's it. Alright, let's open her up. Take a look. It's been a little while since I've done one of these, but honestly, I've been kind of disappointed lately. I think the last one I did was probably the John Romita Jr., which wasn't that great. Let's take a sip of the Mars Attacks. Is it? Okay. But this one looks cool. Probably one of my favorite Batman black and white sculptors, if not sculptors in general. I think he's awesome. I think he's done a lot of crazy. He's done a lot of figure work too. Like he actually did the New Gods, like the figure line that they did, where they did Darkseid, Big Barda, Orion, Light Ray, Superman, all that stuff. Anyway, it looked a lot like Jack Kirby. This guy knows how to sculpt other people's artwork and bring it to a 3D form, which is pretty sweet. So I'm a big fan of this guy's sculpt work. Let's hopefully they did his work justice. Ooh. Man, it smells toxic. So far so good. It's definitely from China, because I think I've just knocked a year off my life just by smelling it on the inside, so that's what it looks like when you get it. So here's a simple base here. They made 5,000 of these. This is 1580 of 5,000. Simple, looks pretty good. One little peg here, not bad. There's always paint issues with these things. If they're not broken, there's a paint issue. But I just thought the design of this thing was really cool and intriguing. You know, let alone the fact that I really dig the artist. It's like one of the few, besides like Martin Canal who does sideshow stuff, it's one of the few names that I actually know. I know there's a lot of hardcore statue fans out there that know a little bit more than I do. But man, okay, this is cool. It's very blocky and very neat, and it's all in one piece. He's little, but it's kind of cool. I like what he did with the muscles. You can tell that a sculptor was behind this idea because it's very jagged. It almost looks a little bit like the Mignola design he came up with. Of course, it's, look at that. There's a lot of play here. Let's turn him around. It's this way. That's better. Barely. So here's the last one I'm aware of that he did with Jason Van Bach, who's one of the greatest DC artists and current artists in general. Man, that smells bad. But here you go. Here's the height difference. He's a little bit smaller in stature, but he's like, you know, the height. So there's like no standard. There's no standard size of Batman black and whites. It smells like street justice. Alright, so that's it. Let's get some closer looks at it, and we'll see if it's worth your money or not. I kind of think it might be. It's very interesting, very cool. Look at this. If you're into that weird style, because this is definitely traditional, and this is definitely his interpretation. He's having fun with it, and I think it's pretty fun. So let's get some close-ups, and we'll look at this creepy little bastard. Alright, stick around. Okay, here's the Batman black and white statue by sculptor Jonathan Matthews next to the Blackest Night Batman Pop. Okay, here he is. Here's the Batman Black and White by Jonathan Matthews. This guy's looking pretty cool to me. I think it's a really interesting design. Just first and foremost, I think it's really cool how he's, I'm guessing he farted or something, and I don't know what he's doing. I can't tell if he's landing or jumping. I guess he's jumping, you know? It's parkour. It's parkour Batman. And, he's jumping out the gate, man. He's ready for some street justice. He's not taking any time. I'm sure it's related to some poor sap walking into an Arby's, and he's probably trying to stop them from doing that. Or he just ate Arby's, and it gives him the power of levitation, which usually happens to me after eating a beef and cheddar. Okay, here's a look at the standard Batman black and white base, and here's what's going on with the cape. It's one peg, it rests right in the center, and it's pretty neat. It's very okay. This is an artistic piece. You know, I don't think it stands to reason or reality or just standard physics, unless you're going to buy the RV story I just laid out. But I think it's really cool. This is a very Halloweeny, creepy little Batman. He's jumping up. I think it's really cool. I'm amazed this thing didn't arrive broken, but it did not. It actually showed up in one piece. And, you know, there was always a standard paint problem with Batman Black and Whites, but I think we're looking pretty good so far. I really dig that. I like the design of the cape as well. Pretty cool. Okay, now we're moving up to the body itself, which is very thin and very small, compared to like a lot of the meteor statues, the meteor ones like the Fabak or maybe, you know, just the more solid pieces. Like the Brayfogle was definitely like a big piece, kind of light but a big piece. This is more streamlined, but it's a small little body. But I love all those jagged edges. It's very cool. It's just like he's just a carved out anatomy. It's really neat. I think it's very cool. I'm surprised there's not more paint involved in that, because that's one of those cool things about that Mike Mignola one. It's not just the sculpt work he did, but the painter. The paint design of it's awesome as well. You'll check out a video I did of that. But it's kind of an interesting little vibe on the bat belt there. Looks like it's just like a sash and a couple capsules, whatever. Kind of weird. I don't really like that bat belt, actually. It's strange. It's like he's got a belt and I guess he's got some, I don't know what those are. Beats me. I don't know. That's strange. I don't have anything witty to say. Maybe he's into vaping or something. Maybe there's like vaping electric cigarettes. I don't know. But it's still cool. Come around here is more of the cape, which I think looks really nice and sleek. It's really neat how it's coming up. Pretty cool. And the gauntlets are awesome. Oh, there is some of that paint work I'm talking about. If you look really close, we'll get closer. There is some of that paint that implies the shadowing. I'm wrong. That is actually kind of cool. Let's get closer. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Now you look at it closely, and you can actually see they actually did use some of that paint to illustrate the shadows and everything like that. You can see the lighter grays applied to the top of the fingers and the gauntlet. It works well. It's very similar to the Mike Mignola paint job, which I really dig. I think it's cool. There's more of that shading there. The paint, it's kind of, you know, I guess it's almost like tricking the light or tricking your eyes with the shading, which you look at it kind of like a foot away and you can't see it. It's kind of strange. You see it now when you're close, but you can't see it a foot away. So don't let that put you off. I think if you buy this piece, don't be disturbed by some of the paint work, because I think it's actually it's clever, and I think it's done well. Same thing on the glove here. Like, it's bright as day in these close-ups, but from my position now, I can't see it. It kind of blends in, and it gives you that cubist or cubic. What is it? What'd you call it? It's like a cube style paint scheme. I think it's really cool. It gives it depth without. It just kind of plays tricks on your eyes. I think it's very cool. There's a look up at him, because he's kind of tall. He's a good 8.5, 9 inches. Well, I don't know. Maybe he might be pushing 10. He's pretty tall. So if you have him on, like, perched up kind of high, whatever, because he's kind of jumping down. He's up in the air, jumping down towards you. I'm not really sure. If you have him elevated, I think you'll see the bat symbol a little bit better. Actually, the paintwork on the bat symbol is a little bit sloppy. Okay, now we're looking at the back side of him. He's pretty tall, like I said. It's really awesome how that cape is just swooping down. It's like a very, I don't know, it's like made of like a wet plastic bag or something, the way it's flowing. But that's how Batman capes are. They're up to the artist. Interpretation of the artist. Just have fun with it. Makes no sense, but it works. Just visually, it's visually stunning and looks really cool. And I like what they've done so far with this piece. This is actually one of my probably favorite recent. This is probably my favorite one of this year anyway. That depends when I did that Jason Babak one. That's definitely my favorite recent one. But this blows away a lot of the Amanda Connor paintwork I've seen, and definitely the John Romita one. Those were poorly done, or average anyway. And I think this one actually comes off really cool, and it's just interesting and cool and fun. It might not be for everybody, because it's definitely stylistic, and it's not from a comic book artist. It's from the actual sculptor who did a lot of these Batman Black and White. So if you're a fan of the Black and White series, then maybe this is one for you.
All right, here's a side-by-side comparison of two statues sculpted by Jonathan Matthews. The most current, his own design, and later this year, or earlier this year, or maybe even last year, the sculpt work he did with with Jason Fabak, which I think is probably one of my favorite Batman black and whites ever. But I do really dig what he did with the statue. It's very original, very cool. And I think if you're a fan of his work or you're a fan of interesting Batman interpretations, maybe this is the way to go. But that's just an idea of how tall he is, but also physically smaller than the Fabak version. But I think they look really cool together just for funsies. So there you go. That's going to do it for this review here, this episode of Centauri Stir Fry. Remember, spay new to your pets, and Magnew is right. We'll see you next time.